Hold on tight, for I have a tale that will leave you breathless. In the realm of football, amidst the glitz and glory, there exists a player whose life story is a tapestry of emotions and tragedy. His name? Kevin De Bruyne. Brace yourself, for what follows will captivate your very soul. From the very beginning, De Bruyne's path was paved with adversity. Abandoned by his foster family, he bore the weight of loneliness and uncertainty. As if fate itself conspired against him, whispers of expulsion from his academy loomed ominously, threatening to shatter his dreams. But that was not all. When his moment of triumph beckoned, destiny played a cruel hand. Betrayal struck when his girlfriend, entangled in a web of deceit, chose to cheat on him with one of his teammates. The anguish tore through him, reducing his spirit to mere fragments, a fragile vessel on the verge of collapse. The merciless media, always hungry for a story, labeled him a failure. Their words pierced his wounded heart, echoing like a haunting chorus. Yet, from the depths of despair, he found an ember of rage burning within. And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, he harnessed that anger, transforming it into a relentless drive to become greater. With each setback, De Bruyne defied the odds, pushing himself beyond limits unknown. Through sheer resilience and unwavering determination, he ascended to the pinnacle of the footballing world. But alas, life's wicked game was far from over. Tragedy, relentless in its pursuit, continued to strike with ruthless precision. Blow after blow, De Bruyne faced unfathomable heartache. Yet, like a warrior on the battlefield, he refused to yield. Each sorrow, each tear shed, only ignited the flame within him, fueling his unwavering resolve to overcome. And so, my friends, the tale continues, for De Bruyne's journey is far from its end. With every step he takes, he defies the shadows that seek to consume him. A beacon of inspiration, his story serves as a testament to the indomitable human spirit. So, gather close and listen, for within this tale lies the essence of triumph against all odds. De Bruyne, the football superstar, stands tall, his spirit unbroken, a living testament to the power of resilience and the triumph of the human heart. Prepare to be enthralled by the extraordinary chronicles of Kevin De Bruyne, a tale that will ignite your imagination and touch your very core. In the enchanted realm of his childhood garden, where broken pots bore witness to his relentless pursuit of greatness, destiny beckoned young Kevin De Bruyne towards an unconventional path. His parents, in a bold move, insisted that he play solely with his weaker foot. Little did they know that this decision would shape his destiny in ways unimaginable. Even at the tender age of 8, De Bruyne found himself entangled in mischief. Trouble seemed to seek him out, an ever-present companion on his journey. Yet, within those missteps lay the seeds of resilience, the fuel that would propel him forward. 2 years had passed since he first donned the colors of his local club, Resurgence. Eager to seize new horizons, he set his sights on the next chapter of his footballing odyssey. With unyielding determination, he boldly declared to his coach, "The training sessions are better at Genk." And thus he embarked on a new adventure, leaving the familiar behind. But the path ahead was far from smooth. Genk presented its own set of challenges, and though he was far from a troublemaker, his quiet demeanor and unwavering character set him apart. An insatiable ambition burned within him, paired with an honesty that refused to be silenced. This peculiar combination seemed to unsettle his teammates and coaches, who, perplexed by his uniqueness, sought to mold him into something more normal. Yet, their efforts fell short time and time again. De Bruyne stood firm, resolute in his individuality. In a remarkable display of defiance, he once clung to a goalpost, steadfast in his refusal to let go until he felt understood. The darkness of night draped around him, a testament to his unwavering spirit. That very coach, who had once tried to tame his indomitable will, would later bow in awe, acknowledging, "He is stubborn like a mule, but I can see now that that's what made him so great." And so, dear listeners, the saga of Kevin De Bruyne continues, an extraordinary tale of determination and unyielding spirit. From a garden of broken pots to the hallowed stadiums of football's elite, he blazes a trail of resilience, reminding us that greatness often emerges from the unlikeliest of origins. Prepare to be inspired as you delve deeper into the marvels of his journey. For within the story of Kevin De Bruyne lies a profound truth that even amidst adversity, the strength to embrace one's true self can lead to unimaginable heights. Prepare to be immersed in a tale that will tug at your heartstrings and transport you through the trials and tribulations of young De Bruyne's life. Brace yourself for a captivating journey. As whispers of his prodigious talent echoed far and wide, Genk, recognizing the discontent within his young heart, beckoned De Bruyne to embark on a daring adventure. With unwavering determination, he traversed the length of the country, leaving behind the familiar in pursuit of his dreams all alone. Yet, in the midst of this audacious leap, fate dealt its first crushing blow. It was within the hallowed halls of Genk that De Bruyne experienced his first heartbreak, a wound that would etch its mark upon his soul. A year had passed since he arrived, finding solace in the shelter of a boarding home. But Genk sought to provide a sense of family, a haven amidst the storm. And so, a special arrangement was made, offering young players the embrace of foster families. De Bruyne, alongside two of his teammates, embarked on this new chapter, seeking solace in the warmth of their new abode. Yet, the past year had been a gauntlet of challenges for De Bruyne. Socially awkward by nature, the distance from his hometown amplified his struggles. The unfamiliar surroundings, coupled with the burden of a peculiar accent, rendered those years as the loneliest he had ever known, as he confided, his voice carrying the weight of sorrow. In this tale of triumph and despair, we witness the indomitable spirit of a young De Bruyne forged in the crucible of loneliness and longing. Stay tuned, for the chronicles of his journey are far from over. From the depths of despair, his spirit shall rise, transcending the barriers that seek to confine him. Through the shadows of isolation, we find a glimmer of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest hours, the human spirit can prevail. Join us as we delve further into the chapters of De Bruyne's life, for within the depths of his struggle lies the resilience that shall guide him towards greatness. In the embrace of his newfound foster family, De Bruyne found solace, a sanctuary where the echoes of loneliness began to fade. No longer burdened by the weight of solitude, he felt a sense of belonging, a glimmer of hope amidst the trials of his young life. With each passing day, he grew more confident, his endeavors in school and football bearing fruit. It seemed as though the world had aligned in his favor, a respite from the battles he had faced. As the summer break approached, De Bruyne bid farewell to his foster family, assured in the knowledge that their reunion awaited in the coming year. Little did he know that fate had a different plan in store. Returning to his hometown, he stepped through the threshold of his home, only to be greeted by his mother's tears. In that heart-wrenching moment, she uttered words that would forever shape his destiny. The foster family that had embraced him, nurtured him, had abruptly decided that he was no longer welcome. Their reasons echoed in his mind, haunting him relentlessly. "You're too quiet, they can't interact with you, you're just too difficult." These words pierced his soul, shattering the illusion of acceptance he had found. Obsessed with these damning words, De Bruyne grappled with the weight of rejection. No one had spoken to him directly, no chance for him to defend himself. He had believed that by staying out of trouble, he had done enough. But now he questioned everything. In the depths of his anguish, he sought solace in his backyard, the thud of the ball against the fence serving as a rhythmic echo to his troubled thoughts. "It's about who you are. It's about who you are." Those haunting words reverberated through his being. Yet, the cruelty of his situation did not end with abandonment. The club, informed of the foster family's decision, saw him as a problem, a burden they were unwilling to bear. They made the fateful decision not to provide another foster family, consigning him instead to a special boarding house. But this was no ordinary boarding house. It housed troubled kids, a stark contrast to the sanctuary he had once known. As the waves of pain subsided, a newfound determination settled within him. With unwavering conviction, he spoke aloud, declaring, "Everything is going to be okay. In just 2 months, I will be a part of the first team. No matter what, I refuse to return home as a failure. No matter what." At the tender age of 16, De Bruyne found himself in a peculiar position. Despite having played a few matches for the B team, he considered himself a mere shadow, a nobody in the grand scheme of things. However, as the summer's end drew near, he arrived at Genk, his heart ablaze with an indescribable fervor. In his own words, he recalled, "I had so much fire inside me. It was mad. I can vividly remember the exact moment when everything changed." A Friday night unfolded and De Bruyne began the match on the bench. But when his moment arrived in the second half, he unleashed a torrent of brilliance. The ball found the back of the net, not once, but twice, thrice, 4 times, and finally, an astounding 5th goal. Each strike reverberated with a resounding message: "They don't want you anymore." You're too quiet. You're too difficult. Because of who you are. In the wake of this undeniable performance, De Bruyne ascended to the hallowed ranks of the first team without delay. It had been a mere 1 month and a few days, a testament to his unwavering determination. Yet, within the club's response, a peculiar shift occurred. They expressed a desire to compensate the Foster family and bring him back into their care. They appeared at the doorstep, attempting to rectify the misunderstanding, explaining that they had only meant for him to spend weekends with them. However, before they could utter another word, De Bruyne turned his back on them, uttering words that echoed with defiance. "You threw me in the trash, and now that I'm doing well, you want me back." In retrospect, when De Bruyne later reflected upon this tumultuous chapter in an interview, he admitted that perhaps he should have expressed gratitude. For it was the actions of the Foster family that stoked the flames of greatness within him. Indeed, the years that followed were nothing short of extraordinary. They were years of triumph, resilience, and unparalleled growth. In the first season, De Bruyne's playing time was scarce, leaving him yearning for more. However, in the second season, he began to make his mark, gradually earning minutes on the field. It was in the third season that he truly announced his arrival, taking the league by storm. Scoring an impressive 5 goals and providing an additional 16 assists, De Bruyne propelled Genk to their third league title in history. The victory, however, came with a twist. In the unique rules of the Belgian league, in the event of a tie in points, the portion obtained from the first stage is rounded down by half a point. And that's precisely what occurred that extraordinary year. If you find it to be the tightest title race you've ever heard of, let's have a like on this video to celebrate the intensity of the competition. Within the same remarkable year, De Bruyne achieved yet another milestone. He made his debut for the Belgian national team. Instantly making an impression on his teammates, he left them in awe. Vincent Kompany, a fellow player, exclaimed that after their first training session together, all the players were buzzing with excitement, proclaiming, "Did you see that? He's only 19 and he's already the best player in the team." Here's a fun fact: De Bruyne's mother was actually born in Burundi, Africa, which technically made him eligible to play for their national team. One might wonder why he didn't choose that path. Show ranking. Despite his incredible success, it's crucial to note that De Bruyne remained true to himself. His journey with Genk was filled with intriguing moments. At the age of 19, he fearlessly confronted the team's star player, Elian of Barda, expressing his dissatisfaction with Barda's lack of effort in training. Then, in 2012, frustrated by his team's poor performances, De Bruyne used a post-match press conference to openly express his disappointment, stating, "I'm ashamed of my teammates. And I suggest that those who lack the desire to play should simply leave." However, as fate would have it, it was De Bruyne who would eventually depart. His exceptional performances caught the attention of Chelsea, who saw him as the ideal successor to the legendary Frank Lampard. Before donning the Chelsea jersey, though, De Bruyne embarked on a loan spell at Werder Bremen, where he would continue to hone his skills and leave an indelible mark on the pitch. In the Bundesliga, De Bruyne swiftly established himself as one of the most promising talents in the world of football. While others dazzled with flashy skills, De Bruyne displayed a simplicity that was even more impressive. As Johan Cruyff once said, "Football is simple, but playing simple football is the hardest thing there is." Despite Bremen's struggle with relegation, De Bruyne managed to produce remarkable numbers: 10 goals and 9 assists. His outstanding performances earned him the Young Player of the Year award. It was clear that he was ready to shift his focus and make his mark in the Premier League. However, that particular season presented De Bruyne with personal challenges. His girlfriend betrayed him, engaging in an affair with his childhood friend, former academy mate, and international teammate, Thibaut Courtois. The scandal reached the press, with his girlfriend not hesitating to confirm the infidelity and emphasize that Courtois had provided her with more in one night than De Bruyne had in 3 years. It was claimed that the affair was an act of revenge, as De Bruyne had supposedly cheated on her months prior. Amidst this personal turmoil, De Bruyne's form suffered. Just when he needed to be at his best, his performances dipped, and manager Jose Mourinho added to his difficulties. As a result, De Bruyne was sold after only half a season with Chelsea. By that point, he had managed just 1 assist and had yet to score a goal for the club. After leaving Chelsea, De Bruyne found himself back in the Bundesliga, this time with Wolfsburg. Once again, he channeled his anger and frustration into his game, using it as fuel for his performances on the field. Despite the ironic twist of Courtois joining Chelsea after De Bruyne's departure, De Bruyne remained composed and took the high road. He allowed Courtois to continue playing for the Belgian national team, as the coach gave De Bruyne the power to decide if Courtois should be punished for his actions. In the same year, De Bruyne emerged as Belgium's top scorer in the qualifying stage, leading them to their first international tournament in 12 years. The stage was set for De Bruyne to shine once the next season began. De Bruyne seized the opportunity and painted a masterpiece on the football field. He scored an impressive 16 goals, including a brace against Bayern Munich, which marked their first defeat in nearly a year. Additionally, he provided an astonishing 27 assists, with 21 of them coming in the league. At the time, this feat stood as a Bundesliga record. De Bruyne's contributions helped Wolfsburg secure a cup title and a second-place finish, with only Bayern Munich ahead of them. His remarkable performances earned him a place in the Ballon d'Or shortlist, a prestigious award in the world of football. Furthermore, he was crowned the league's Player of the Year. If you're curious about how De Bruyne managed to make such a remarkable comeback after having his heart broken, the answer lies in meeting his future wife. Love and support played a significant role in his resurgence on the pitch. De Bruyne had endured years of media persecution, which left him feeling insecure. It was during this time that a friend had to take his phone and send the first text to his future wife. He credits her with changing his life and helping him break out of his shell. Towards the end of that year, they were expecting their first child. However, they experienced a major scare when his wife woke up bleeding one morning. De Bruyne felt helpless in the hospital hallway, realizing that there was much more to life than football. Thankfully, everything turned out okay, but the experience had a profound impact on him. From that point on, De Bruyne played the game not just because of external pressures, but because he was genuinely in love with it. His move to Manchester City for a record fee of 76 million euros made him the most expensive player in the league at the time. However, the arrival of Pep Guardiola, the manager of Manchester City, changed De Bruyne's life forever. Despite being labeled a flop and Chelsea reject upon his return to the Premier League, Guardiola saw something special in De Bruyne. In a one-on-one conversation, Guardiola told De Bruyne that he believed he could be a top 5 player in the world, and easily so. This approach resonated with De Bruyne, as he had struggled with authoritarian coaches in the past. There was no need for him to prove Guardiola wrong, he wanted to prove him right. With every season that followed, the claims that he was merely a Chelsea flop slowly crumbled as De Bruyne showcased his immense talent and became one of the best players in the world. In his second season under Pep Guardiola, De Bruyne excelled, leading the assist charts with 16 assists and helping Manchester City reach an unprecedented 100 points in the Premier League. His form continued to rise during the summer as he achieved his dream of bringing glory to the Belgian national team. Teaming up with Eden Hazard, De Bruyne played a crucial role in Belgium's successful tournament run. He scored the winning goal against Brazil in the quarterfinals and helped Belgium secure the bronze medal by defeating England. This achievement marked Belgium's highest ever finish in the World Cup. As a result, De Bruyne's standing in the Ballon d'Or rankings rose, solidifying his position as one of the top 10 players in the world. Guardiola's belief in him was gradually being proven true. However, 2019 proved to be a challenging year for De Bruyne. He suffered from recurring injuries, and just a day after the birth of his second son, he tore a ligament in his knee, leaving him in a brace. Overwhelmed by the situation, he broke down in tears when speaking to his wife, fearing that he wouldn't even be able to dress himself and that she would have to take care of 3 babies at home. His wife, shocked and concerned, reminded him of his lack of tears during their wedding and the birth of their children. Reflecting on that moment, De Bruyne realized that football was his rock and his true passion. He stated that without football, he would feel lost. Once he recovered and regained his fitness, De Bruyne returned to the field with determination. He did not dwell on the setbacks but focused on moving forward and making the most of his abilities. The 2019/2020 season became a standout period in De Bruyne's career. Despite Manchester City failing to win the Premier League title that season, De Bruyne's individual performance was remarkable. He recorded 20 assists, equaling the legendary Thierry Henry's record for the most assists in a single Premier League season. Additionally, he scored 13 goals and was named the best player in the league. If the Ballon d'Or had been awarded in 2020, it is highly likely that De Bruyne would have been among the top 5 players in the world. However, due to the circumstances, we will have to wait for future editions to see if he receives the recognition. Since then, De Bruyne has continued to excel on the field, winning a host of trophies which includes 5 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, and the ultimate UEFA Champions League with Manchester City. He has received multiple nominations in the top 5 for the Ballon d'Or, won multiple Premier League Best Player awards, and currently captains the Belgian national team. Recently, after returning from a long injury spell, De Bruyne made a significant impact by coming off the bench and scoring a goal while providing an assist against Newcastle United. His contributions helped secure a vital away win for Manchester City. When all is said and done, Kevin De Bruyne shall go down as one of the greatest midfielders not only of his generation but of all time.